Obviously, I have a long and deep relationship with ITI and am very familiar with their strengths. One of their great strengths is the breadth of their vendor network. We'd be foolish if we didn't at least consider placing Nordics with theirs. Comments?
Excuse me for interrupting, but I'd really like to bring something else up. Every change brings about the common refrain of executives getting closer to our customers. Well, that often interferes with the sales process and causes more harm than good.
I think it could work.
This is just great. Good work. What else do you have for us?
What else are you thinking?
As I go through all the variables, I haven't hit a hard stop yet.
What else?
I like the reasoning going on behind it.
We need to know what our clients want.
It seems pretty clear that we should do it.
I'm pleased with our decision to tackle this problem. I think we're starting just in time. The next item seems pretty straightforward. We're to rubber stamp ITI's getting rid of the Nordic Computer Group.
This is just great. Good work. What else do you have for us?
I think we could get a lot out of this.
That reminds me of something. People are getting nervous about possible changes. We were always pretty secure about who we were and why we were here. We might want to issue some reassurance to our employees, especially to those who've worked here for quite a long time.
Keep up the good work.
This might be a place where ITI should throw Nordic a bone.
The idea has a lot of merits.
I know I'm not the most sensitive guy when it comes to family issues, but I know that Nordic's flexible work schedule is wildly important to a lot of employees. I also know that ITI hasn't quite caught up with that national trend yet, and it'd probably be a big mistake for it to flex its muscles here.
Excuse me for interrupting, but I'd really like to bring something else up. I'm sure no one's looking forward to tackling this agenda item, but we need to define our approach to cutting jobs at the higher levels.
Actually, we still have more work to do on this idea.
Hold that thought. There's something else. We've been off message for too long. Let's call a senior meeting and see if we can't align the company.
You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet.
I think we should, to save face, extend quite a few early retirement packages.
In all honesty, I don't think we can do it in this time frame.
I have more experience here than you might think.
My only question is, how soon can we start?
What else do you have?
Oh, I love this kind of problem. Why wait?
You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet. I have a 10-country trip coming up, and I'd like to announce it.
We've been talking about a total rehaul of our IT department for months now. Merging with ITI will be much less difficult than our original plan.
Well said.
The idea seems reasonable to me.
I'm finding your comments to be very useful.
Actually, we never reached a solution for this one.
Given that individual managers should decide what makes sense for their departments, I don't think we need a centralized grand plan here.
Let's come up with a list of potential departures.
I like the challenge. Let's get going.
You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet.
This message needs to get out. We mean to be first in our class, and this is where we start. What else is there?
I'm glad you are in my group. As our agenda indicates, we need to discuss how to consolidate our sales force. We'll save a great deal of money, and the results would be immediate.
Actually, we haven't finished discussing this yet.
Let's give it a go.
It'll be quite reassuring for our employees to hear from the top that ITI is not planning to rework the entire employee relationship. This could keep a lot of resumes from floating. You really seem to be in control of this material.
We really appreciate your effort. Keep going.
You know, let's go back to this issue.
Can I bring up something a little different? I know all of us were asked to fill out our new job description forms by the end of today. This is critical for payroll. Does it make sense to do that now?
With all due respect, I think this is more critical. Let's get someone on it full time.
This is just great. Good work. What else do you have for us?
You have a gift.
We haven't heard anything from you. What about it?
The only wrong step is no step.
To say I need convincing is an understatement. Dig in.
I have some fresh research that might have some key data. As long as everyone is fully committed, it should be doable.
Actually, we should return to this. I can't think of a reason not to give it a try.
I'm not sure I'm following you.
Everything is in place. At least everything important. I don't see a problem.
I don't see anything holding us back.
The only wrong step is waiting. I have some fresh research that might have some key data.
Age will not be a criterion for downsizing. I've known too many 60-year-olds whose greatest accomplishments were still ahead of them. I know one thing. The more quickly we start, the better it'll be.
These are all interesting thoughts, but there's something that's on my mind. A lot of people around here are married to our vendor network. They say that it is the reason Nordic was considered desirable by ITI. But just because a lot of people say something doesn't mean that it's right. Now, I think we should probably do it.
You know, we still have more work to do on this idea.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we never reached a solution for this one. It'll save some time and paperwork.
I need a lot more convincing.
It seems like a pretty good idea.
Actually, now's a good time to resolve this.
Your work here has been excellent.
If it helps, I can meet with you later today, and I can show you what's been done already.
Let me spend tomorrow making some phone calls.
Good. This has to be kept under wraps as best we can until we have a final plan. Remember, let's try to always be a little kinder than necessary. What else is there? You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet. It seems like a good idea.
I'm not sure I'm following you.
I can't find any really big reasons not to do it.
Will you weigh in on this?
You know, it's time to return to this. I have an opinion, but I could go either way.
I like the reasoning going on behind it.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we never reached a solution for this one.
You know, now's a good time to resolve this.
I have some ideas. I wish I could hear something that would sway me.
Actually, we haven't finished discussing this yet.
You're not making any sense at all.
You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet. I think you'll find our partner has the qualities we need. Self-reliance, a willingness to accept risk, and the ability to change.
I'd like to hear more thoughts.
I think we should do it.
You really seem to be in control of this material. Are we missing something?
What else should I be thinking about?
It seems prudent to me.
You're being awfully quiet. You must have an opinion.
I worry we're going too far down this path. Let's discuss that other idea now.
The helicopter can always give us a lift back to headquarters. That'll save us a bit of time.
It seems straightforward enough.
Let's go back to this issue. I like the challenge. Let's start doing something.
Sooner or later, you have to make a decision. Actually, sooner.
Now that I think about it, we never reached a solution for this one. ITI has worked long and hard to put this contract together, and since its completion, it's worked seamlessly. It certainly seems prudent to implement this system with Nordic.
This is probably the time to return to this.
The company needs a clear message. With the top team in place, we should be able to accomplish that in no time. You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet.
That's good.
It sounds good. Let's do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Now that I think about it, let's go back to this issue.
Will you weigh in on this? Do you have anything to add?
Actually, we should return to this. There will always be problems, but I don't see any significant red flags.
I'm growing skeptical. We still have some time before the deadline. You know, we haven't finished discussing this yet. Why don't we just assume we'll do it and move on?
I'm finding your comments to be most useful. What else are you thinking?
Keep going.
Now that I think about it, we should return to this.
You have a gift.
We can't do this without you. What's on that great mind of yours?
I don't have as much time as I'd like, but I'll sketch out a project flow. We need to find the unhappy people. He dies every day who lives a lingering life.
Keep up the good work.
Do you have anything to add?
My only question is, how soon can we start?
Everything's in place, at least everything important. I don't see a problem.
I'll put my team right on it. They're quite skilled in this area, and they have assured me that this will be a smooth process. What's next?
What else do you have?
You know, let's return to this.
I think it could work.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we never reached a solution for this one. Why don't we just assume we'll do it and move on?
Actually, we should return to this.
Let's wait on it. It might actually get more people mad at us than satisfied.
There will always be problems, but I don't see any significant red flags.
Actually, we still have more work to do on this idea.
Now that I think about it, we haven't finished discussing this yet.
I'm growing skeptical. Let's think about it a little longer.
It seems prudent to me.
I feel satisfied. Frankly, I didn't realize I was so worried. Like life, our network offers no promises, just possibilities. But what incredible possibilities they are. What's next? Now that I think about it, let's go back to this issue.
Well, looks like that's everything for now. Thanks, everyone.